Why don't you introduce yourself and your car to the viewers?
Hi, my name is Cole, and this is my C6 Z06. I have heads, cam, intake manifold ported, cooler intake from Tony Mamo, and that's who ported the MSD intake and the heads, stage 2 ported heads. I also have Kooks 2-inch headers down to just the stock. I do have an X-pipe from Kooks as well, and then just the stock mufflers from the Z06. That is a NPP, so I can flip the valves open and closed. I fit on flex fuel. When I got the car, I bought it for $31,500 with 70K miles, and then drove it around for about like 6 months, and then ended up getting the whole thing done up and modded, especially because this car is known for having problems with the heads, known for the famous LS7 valve drop. So I drove it around with the heads not done for like 6 months, so I really wanted to get that done. So it's manual, 6-speed, can't go wrong with that. I learned manual on this car too when I got it. Wow. I didn't even know how to drive manual. It was pretty easy. I learned in like a day or so. My brother took me around. He drives a 350Z.
Oh, nice.
But he didn't let me drive his car. He was like, you got to learn on your own car, bro. So I learned on my Z06 right after I bought it. I had him drive it to the mall over here in Westminster. Okay. And then I practiced over there. Definitely was a little rough at first, but you know, you watch little YouTube videos, learn how to drive manual, and then you kind of just ease your way into it. And from there, the hardest part is starting to go from, you know, first to go. That's like the hardest part, getting used to like the gas and the clutch. The tires were like 12 years old when I bought the car, so I got new tires for it, some triple R8s for the back, and then for the front, just some Toyo Proxies. Nice. It's a 18 in the front and a 19 in the back. I got a head unit put in. That was like the second thing I got done. I'll show you the engine bay. While
we're opening up the engine bay, can you disclose how much power it's making, like around?
Right now it's making 630 to the wheels. Okay. Not sure about crank, but on the dyno it made about 630.
What about torque?
Torque, I believe it was 543 or something, around that range. That's the MSD intake manifold that got ported. I got upgraded throttle body, and then the Tony Ramo intake. Those are the Kooks 2-inch headers. I got some aftermarket valve covers put on. Originally I had the stock ones, but had some issues with that, so we ended up having to upgrade. And then I have it cammed. The heads are done. It's running right now, I believe a 12.8 compression, and then on E85 flex fuel. Nice. I usually don't put 91 in it at all, just only E85. Aftermarket fuel pump, injectors. I think that's pretty much it.
What are some of the pros and cons of the C6 Z06, having owned it for like 2 years?
So far, I think just maybe a little bit of the age. Like the car is from 2006, so it's almost 20 years old. Yeah. So like little small things will break here and there. Especially, I would say the biggest issue is known for the LS7 is the heads, the valve drop. Okay. And that is not a cheap job to get done. I would say maybe the interior is a little bit like, I guess not as nice as other generations of cars in the same era. I mean, the seats are really comfortable, but like if you're tracking it or anything, you're kind of like swaying in the car. If you're doing any like drifting or anything like that, you're moving around. I see. The trunk space is really big, which is nice, but I got a bunch of junk in here to show you.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty big. It's like the perfect grocery getter car. No, for sure. You could fit 2 golf bags back here. Wow. It was stock when I got it. Oh, it did have flames on it. Oh, it had flames, and then the pinstripes that are on it right now. Oh man. The guy that I took it to have the flames removed, he was just like, honestly, the pinstripes look kind of cool, so I left them on there. I was like, okay. I was like, we'll just roll with it. Yeah. And it kind of stuck, and I was like, it's fine. But now after like pressure washing it and washing it, it's starting to fade kind of like more in the front. I see. This is just a break in it, but like right here, like it's kind of getting like orange and like fading away.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So it's probably time just to get rid of them, buff it out or something, you know. And other things I added on the car were the lip, the side skirt, and the spoiler. Got it in gloss black. I think it's a good touch. Yeah. The other thing is that the car's low, so and long. So like if you go over like any like kind of, you know, driveway and you're not like all the way sideways, you're scraping no matter what. As you can see, I already have a couple of nicks in the spoiler after like a year.
Well, what about some pros? Because I think you only mentioned cons.
Just
so
the
far.
heads. I'd say the price of it.
Okay.
The LS7 is pretty expensive to get parts for. The headers and X-pipe was I think around 3,000 something.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then obviously you got to do the heads, and then I guess while you're in there you're gonna cam it, so that's probably like another 5,000 right there.
Are you okay with kind of talking about how much you put into the build so far?
Yeah, that's fine. So far with the build, I spent about 30. The ticket price was 38K.
Okay.
Not counting like extra maintenance and stuff that I got done. So overall, like since I've had the car, probably about like 42K, like with doing little maintenances here and there and getting it all upgraded.
Nice. 42K.
Yeah.
It just sneaks up on you.
Definitely. At first my budget was, I was gonna do just like 12K, 15K, just to try to do like the heads cam.
Yeah.
And like intake. And then they're like, oh, you wanna get this done, it's gonna be a little bit cheaper to get it done now. So I was like, okay, fine, And then once I dropped off the shop, they took out the engine and they looked at the camshaft bearings, and they were like, oh, it's like the worst I've seen it worn down. And I just bought the car at 70K miles like 6 months before.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, so they were like, they recommended me to rebuild it, so I ended up just rebuilding it. And then they had me get aftermarket pistons, rods, and then we were going to reuse the stock crankshaft, but then they were like, it's going to cost more money to weld on, or a lot of money to weld on stuff and balance it again. They were like, just buy a new one. So I ended up getting a new crankshaft as well.
That was loud, but yeah.
So I got Manly pistons, rods, and a crankshaft done, and I got the engine rebuilt at Hustler Race Engines. That took probably, just to get the whole build done, it was like a 6-month process, and that was just like dropping off the car and waiting for like parts and everything to get done in the rebuild. The header wait time was pretty long. If you're waiting for like American racing headers, that was like, I think it, like originally I was getting those, but it was taking so long, it was like 12 to like 20 weeks or something.
What? Wow.
Yeah, so then I ended up just getting kooks because I thought the engine was, or I thought everything was gonna be done, and then he ended up saying, oh, you gotta rebuild it. So that was like only a 3-week wait for the cooks. Okay. Some pros. Yeah. Definitely the NA, 630 horsepower. Yeah. That's a lot of fun. The manual, if you want to have fun, I feel like the manual is the way to go. If you're having like a race car, or just for the fun of the manual. I feel like if you're just driving automatic, it's not going to be the same thrill. Yeah. Especially like if you're racing and you just start pumping through the gears, it just makes it a lot of a better experience, unless you're money shifting. The seats are really comfortable, but you just slide around too much. Like if you're going to track it, you definitely want to get a different seat. I also have a T-mod shifter. The short throw, I think 20% short throw. That thing has been awesome. It shifts way better. Just kind of like locks in like a little like rifle. The more pros, obviously the way the car looks, it's just timeless. Yeah, it is. It pretty definitely timeless. Is. These don't look their age, like, no, especially when they're built right. Yeah. The next thing I want to do is going to be getting some new wheels and tires. Maybe do like a 17 by 11. Nice little Evo go by.
Catch a run with him. I was kidding.
I want to do a 17 by 11 in the back. I don't necessarily need a beadlock because it's only making 630, but honestly, it looks sick. So F it, I'm gonna send it. That's cool. And then in the front, I'll just probably do an 18-inch wheel. Probably do like aftermarket, like custom. But then the tire size, I could either do a 305 45 sidewall. But it's not optimal for my car. Nice little Z06 going by. I know.
C6 Z06 cameo.
The 45 sidewall is not optimal for my car for like the ratio. Usually they say do a 315 35, and that will help with the tire rotation, so you'll be faster to like the top of 4th gear than you would be with the 45 sidewall. You will have a higher top speed in that gear, but it's gonna take longer than if you had a 35 sidewall. I also got aftermarket taillights. Don't mind the car, it just rained.
It did just rain.
They're the Morimoto Gen 2s, and I got them done painted. They painted the inside of here like a smoke black color.
That's
and then I
cool.
got clear outsides.
Nice.
I feel like it really goes really good with the silver of the Vet.
Yeah.
My future plans,
Well, you did say some, but like, do you have any other ones?
definitely want to get brakes done. Like that needs to be done. They're getting old and worn down.
Yeah.
But definitely the wheel setup.
Okay.
That's the next goal
Okay.
from there. I don't know, maybe eventually like a hood or actually new lights. I'd want to get the C8 lights. I like those. A lot of people like the C7s. That's personally, they're cool, but I like the C8 style better.
What is like in your future in terms of cars? Like, what are you looking to get next?
If I was to get something else, sell this and get something, G80s are pretty sick. My friend has one. He took me for a ride. Thing is quick. Stock versus stock, the Z06 is going to be way faster.
Oh, like with the stock for stock, it's
G80.
faster than the G80.
The Z06s, yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty light. They're 3,200 pounds, and then you're making 505 to the crank,
Yeah.
and then to the wheel maybe like anywhere from 430 to 470, I think, from what I've heard.
Okay.
But a G80 would be pretty sick. A realistic car
Okay.
to buy.
Okay. And then since we're talking realistic, let's go on realistic now.
Unrealistic, we'll say multi-million-dollar range. I'd probably do a Koenigsegg Jesko.
Wow.
That'd be pretty sick.
That's pretty sick.
And then for like kind of a more like lower tier, I'd probably say like a Huracan. Best
Nice.
bang for your buck, I feel like,
For sure.
for horsepower mods and
Looks and
just
everything.
overall.
I'm in the C6 Z06. I've been looking for one for so long to film, and I finally got one, so shout out to Cole. We're gonna do a quick pool or two, but then after that we're basically done with the video, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. There's a cop behind us. We were about to do a pool, but I think we're fine.
This Honda just cut over for us.
Yeah.
Let's see where we're at. What's the mile per hour in here? Apple Play.
I think we're fine, but we're taking precautions. There's no way, right? There's no way this happens. Bye-bye, cop. All right, so now back to our regularly programmed schedule. We're gonna get a pool, but that was a close call.
You wanna do first gear?
Sure. That was good. We were on skates a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Definitely need some Mickeys.
Yeah. That was wild. Damn.